right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Head of the class. The big boost in pay tonight for St. Louis teachers.
Plenty of dry time now. I'll time out more rain and thunder chances later this week and then cooler for the weekend.
Our top story, pursuing justice for Janae.
She was yelling, "Dad, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs."
A father's emotional testimony as the man accused in a horrific downtown crash finally faces a jury. Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing how the driver charged in the crash that cost Janae Edmondson both of her legs plans to defend himself. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. On day one of the Daniel Riley trial, we also heard how the military training of the Tennessee teen's father saved her life. 5 on Your Side's Christine Byers was in the courtroom today.
Janae Edmondson was 17 years old when police say Daniel Riley sped through a yield sign in an Audi, struck another car before pinning the teenager between a parked car, severing both of her legs. Assistant Circuit Attorney Adam Field focused his opening statement on whether Riley was reckless.
This case is not about an accident. This case is about an utter disregard for the value of human life.
Field told jurors to pay attention to Riley's demeanor in body camera footage after the crash.
If the defendant says, "A girl lost her leg, that's all," is something serious going to happen?
Defense attorney Dan Deemer told jurors police focused their investigation only on Riley and not the other driver.
Daniel Riley was hit broadside by the Malibu in the left rear of the Audi, rendering him incapable of controlling the vehicle from that point forward.
James Edmondson was the first to testify today on behalf of the prosecution. He talked about how he was walking here at this intersection at 11th and St. Charles with his daughter, just after she had finished playing a volleyball game at the Dome. He said the sound of Riley's car hitting her sounded so much like a grenade that it sent him back to his military training.
And my mind actually went from father mode to military. And when I looked down and saw her leg was severed, and I knew she only had seconds and not minutes, my mind just kind of blocked everything out. And it was like God had control of my hands at that time.
At the hospital, a doctor told him his quick thinking of using a stranger's belt as a tourniquet was critical.
If we hadn't done what we did, this would have been a homicide that we're talking about and not an accident, not an injury.
James Edmondson says his daughter, like many amputees, is struggling to cope with her prosthesis.
She's still in the wheelchair. That's her safe haven. That's how she can maneuver. She's feel more secure in the wheelchair. So she has the legs and she do walk, but she just really haven't accepted them.
Christine Byers, 5 on Your Side.
About a dozen friends and family members showed up to support Riley in court today. Janae Edmondson was not in court, but is expected to be the last person called to testify. The trial is expected to last through this week. 5 on Your Side will be in the courtroom throughout the trial. We'll bring you updates both on air and online. You can get the very latest anytime on KSDK.com and the 5 on Your Side app.
New tonight, a big pay raise coming to teachers in St. Louis public schools. 5 on Your Side has learned a local teachers union worked with the district to negotiate the largest pay increase in nearly 2 decades. Brent Solomon is live at the school district's headquarters with a closer look. Brent.
Well, Mike, the old saying goes, if you can read this, thank a teacher. Tonight, St. Louis Public Schools showing its thanks by giving teachers a 17% pay raise over the next 3 years. That decision coming out of a special meeting that happened earlier this evening. It begins with a 7% raise next year, followed by an additional 5% in the 2 years after that. And special education teachers will get an even bigger raise, a total of 22% over 3 years.
I think it's a significant deal. We've seen quite a lot of pay freezes and very small increases in teacher pay across the board. Surrounding states have significantly higher teacher pay. So while it sounds significant, it's trying to rectify a situation where teachers in Missouri, and particularly in urban areas like St. Louis, have been underpaid.
Tonight, we also caught up with the group Education Plus, which partners with school districts in our region. Leaders there applaud the move and say you may soon see more school districts following suit in order to keep teachers in the profession. In a joint statement, the American Federation of Teachers and St. Louis Public Schools saying earlier today, this agreement not only ensures stability in the classroom, but will also be a tool in retaining our current teachers and staff and attracting high-quality new applicants. This is a great backdrop for a story on the continued nationwide teacher shortage and what is being done to combat it. Tomorrow morning, the superintendent here will join the school board president and that teachers union in making the formal announcement, and we plan to be here. Live at SLPS tonight, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Allegations of racism and bus safety have led to an investigation against a school bus company by the NAACP. Nearly 100 bus drivers called off work last week at St. Louis Public Schools, protesting claims of racial discrimination against Missouri Central Bus Company, which provides transportation for the district. In a news conference today, a mechanic with the company says he made complaints to HR about being racially harassed and raised concerns about faulty bus parts. Another employee says they found a noose in a bus garage last month. Since it is an ongoing investigation, the company declined to comment on the discrimination allegations, but did address the safety concerns.
Our vehicles go through a rigorous inspection process, both from a daily inspection from drivers, checking all safety equipment, to a 90-day inspection, and then the state of Missouri comes in annually and conducts their inspection.
While bus service has returned to normal, St. Louis Public Schools released this statement earlier today saying, while we do not have control over operations or personnel matters at Missouri Central, it is our hope that the internal conflict and what appears to be serious issues in their workplace environment can be resolved.
Tonight, 2 convicted felons are back behind bars, accused of firing the shots that hit the Camp Jackson fire station in Cahokia Heights this weekend. Investigators say the men were shooting guns on private property about 2 miles away. They were arrested for unlawful possession of a firearm. Now, this was the 3rd time the firehouse has been hit in the past few months, but investigators don't believe the men are connected to the 2 prior incidents. A small Missouri town is without a fire station tonight. It was destroyed in an early morning fire. It was around 5:30 this morning. The Eminence Area Volunteer Fire Department got the call that its only fire station was on fire. That's in Shannon County, about 3 hours southwest of St. Louis. Crews from 5 different departments responded, but the closest one was nearly an hour away. The department lost 7 trucks and all of its equipment and gear. Help is already pouring in from across the state and the country.
We've already got donations, and I got a company or a fire department from the state of Wisconsin's already called to offer fire gear. And I've got to return calls to St. Louis fire departments and stuff like that just to, see what they've got to offer.
One of the trucks lost in the fire is a pump truck that was at the World Trade Center during 9/11. The cause of the fire is unknown. The state fire marshal's office is investigating. Well, the results are rolling in from Super Tuesday, the biggest delegate grab in primary season.
President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are tightening their grip on their party nominations. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here to break down what we're seeing in these numbers, Mark.
15 states voted this Super Tuesday. Nikki Haley has only won in Vermont. They're still counting votes out in 3 other states out west. But look, the math is what it is, especially when you factor in the margins of Donald Trump's victories tonight. There just is no realistic path to victory for Nikki Haley. Take Virginia, for example, a state Joe Biden won by 10 points in 2020. It's a state where Nikki Haley might have expected to perform well, but she didn't. Trump winning here in a landslide, and this played out largely across most of the map. Massachusetts, another example of Trump winning big in a blue state. Nikki Haley running out of road on this campaign trail to the GOP nomination. Technically, she's not mathematically eliminated just yet, but she'd really have to win almost every other state out there at this point by wide margins, and there's just no indication that GOP voters are willing to break in her direction. Former President Trump celebrated the results moments ago from Mar-a-Lago.
They call it Super Tuesday for a reason. This is a big one. All of the problems that you have today, I don't think you would have had any of them you'd only have success, and that's what's ultimately going to unify this country and unify this party. We have a great Republican Party with tremendous talent, and we want to have unity, and we're going to have unity.
In Vermont, Nikki Haley wins the delegates there, but the location and the state's reputation could end up backfiring in terms of branding. Trump had turned her win in Washington, D.C. on her by saying that the, quote, swamp had coronated their queen. Now she's winning in a state that elected Bernie Sanders. Trump and his allies certainly may have some fun with that. But unity that Trump called for, that's far from a sure thing. There are warning signs flashing red for Donald Trump in the exit polling data. NBC News asked Republican primary voters in the key state of North Carolina, will you vote for the Republican nominee regardless of who it is? 35% of all of those voters said no, and 78% of Nikki Haley voters said no. That's a state Trump only narrowly won in 2020. If Haley's voters, made up largely of moderates and independents, were to break toward Biden or just stay home, that makes Donald Trump's path to victory a lot tougher in November.
Thank you, Mark. And the Illinois primary is 2 weeks from today. We have put together a comprehensive voter guide on KSDK.com. You can also text the word guide to 314-425-5355. We'll be happy to send you a link.
Tonight, one family's scared with their Robo vacuum.
I had to rush it downstairs and rush it out the front door.
Their response from the company and why they're not sweeping this under the rug. Prayers for PK.
She is definitely a fighter.
A young St. Charles County girl is just hours away from a risky surgery. The outpouring of support from the community.
Dry and warmer than average temperatures, but keep the umbrella handy. Rain and thunder are likely later this week.
New tonight, Teamsters at Anheuser-Busch voted to ratify a new contract with the brewer. 86% of the 5,000 members nationwide approved the new 5-year agreement. It gives them a pay raise, improved health care and retirement benefits. Workers also got a one-time $2,500 bonus.
Caught on camera, a Fenton's family's Robo vacuum explodes on their front porch just moments after it filled their home with smoke. The lithium batteries used to power the appliance combusted. Megan Schmitz is still waiting to hear back from the vacuum's manufacturer, Eufy. The company recalled a number of its battery packs last year, but not for this particular model.
There are items with these batteries literally all over the house, and we would have had really no idea that this was even a possibility.
When you use a battery, you can accumulate gases in your battery because of the side reactions.
Luckily, no one was physically hurt. Experts say if a lithium battery starts to smoke in your home, do not use water. Instead, grab a fire extinguisher or pour sand on it. The family has filed a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission and the Missouri Attorney General's office.
Just hours from now, an 8-year-old Wentzville girl is scheduled for a risky spinal surgery. Her health journey has gone viral.
PK Karen Brock's family posted on Facebook asking for prayers. Now the community is rallying behind them. New tonight, 5 on Your Side's Laura Barcheski talked with PK's dad.
Doug Karenbrock says his daughter Penelope Kate, or PK, started having pains in her back in December.
Went to the pediatrician, took it from there, went to physical therapy, stuff like that, did 4 weeks of that. Continually to get worse as we were doing that. She was still playing soccer, she was still doing gymnastics, what she could. And then over the past month, it got to the point to where she could not do anything.
They took her in for more tests, x-rays and MRIs, and got the results right before they headed off to the father-daughter dance last Friday.
She has a mass that they believe is going to be a tumor. It's in her spinal cord. Just right below her neckline.
This news sent PK to Children's Hospital, where her dad says she's been so brave and strong through it all.
She's dancing around that room and singing and being sassy as ever.
He says the community has been right there with them, sharing this image thousands of times on Facebook, creating a prayer chain, and even reaching some local celebrities, all wishing her the best.
Hey PK, AZ here. Just wishing you the best of luck with your surgery.
Hi PK, it's Tim Parker from St. Louis City. I heard you're having surgery tomorrow, and I just wanted to let you know that our thoughts and prayers are with you.
She goes in for a biopsy surgery Wednesday morning that doctors say is risky, but will help them get more answers about what's going on.
She is definitely a fighter, for sure, and we believe that we're going to be able to get through anything they throw at us.
The Karen Brock family says they can't thank everyone enough for all the thoughts and prayers they've received thus far for PK, but they want people to keep praying and thinking of her throughout the weekend to help them all get through this.
Thank you for all the prayers.
Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
And you can keep up with her journey on the Prayers for PK Facebook page. We also have a link with this story on KSDK.com.
New rules tonight on late credit card fees. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is now limiting major credit card companies and banks from charging you more than $8 per incident. Regulators say it will save more than 45 million card users an average of $220 a year. Industry groups are blasting the new rules, saying it could actually result in more late payments and lower credit scores. The spring break travel season kicks off in high gear this week, and the TSA says it's ready. Last year, agents screened a record number of passengers, and right now, volume at checkpoints is already high. The TSA suggests you pack smart, arrive early, and be checkpoint ready. It's also suggested you enroll in TSA PreCheck to get through the lines quicker. It usually takes about 5 days to get approval.
Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. He is in for Scott tonight with the weather first forecast. How's the evening and the morning shaping up?
It looks really good. You know, this is, again, the beginning of March, right? Scotty's back tomorrow, by the way. We miss him. It's been a while. And we're going to see some really nice weather, guys. I mean, it really is above average, even though it's cooler than it was a couple of days ago. Areas of mist out there tonight. No big storms or anything like we had last night. We had one severe cell around Phelps County. A little bit of hail there and one warning on that one. And still watching Perryville, Perry County, Missouri. That cell right there popped up. So the front itself is to our south and east and still right along at Cape Girardeau all the way to Evansville. A chance of showers and storms all the way to Louisville, Kentucky, but not for us tonight. So it is severe weather preparedness week, and tonight it's all about lightning safety. So when thunder roars, you do want to go indoors and don't hang outside when that happens. Over 250 million cloud-to-ground lightning strikes happen in the U.S. per year, and over 300 people are struck, and 30 deaths or serious injuries from that. So that is just our lesson for today. So again, no severe weather for us tonight. A little bit of a brisk north wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And there's that lightning just southeast of us. That is from the front last night. Again, some of us didn't see much rain at all, but we have a better chance of rain in here. Low pressure off the coast of California, Northern California, goes down to Southern California and then jets to the east. So that piece of energy, check out the futurecast, starts to move our way probably in the afternoon. Likely the morning around the metro on Thursday's dry. But look at this shield of rain coming in here. Showers, areas of thunder in here. Not expecting severe weather at this point, but heavy rain from time to time. There's Friday evening. It should end Saturday morning, and check out the rainfall potential. And again, we're in a drought situation. We could actually have some beneficial rain from the Thursday night all the way through early Saturday system. Waves of that rain, maybe 1 to 2 inches expected. All right, 10-day forecast looks like this. Like I said, that average high this time of year is about 51, and we're above that the next several days here. And a chance of seeing that cooler weather or average temperature Saturday and Sunday. Sunday we'll see more sunshine than Saturday, and then Monday and Tuesday, look at that, temperatures go right back up again and sunny.
That looks very spring-like there.
Yeah, it does.
Jim, thanks. Yep. Frank is next with sports.
We will hear from Sonny Gray. We'll show you the Blues in the Big Apple and a lot of college and high school basketball coming your way right after this.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
When you are 5 points out of the final playoff spot, you have to put together a nice long win streak. Tonight against the Islanders, the Blues were looking to make it 3 in a row, and the Blues took a 1-0 lead in the second period, and then Brandon Saad wins the puck battle in front over to Jordan Kyrou, and he scores. Blues up by 2, but don't look now. The Islanders came back to tie it, and then a great individual effort from Bo Horvat scoring on the wraparound. They added an empty netter. They win it 4-2.
taking flight. Card Spring Training, sponsored by Wood Basement Systems.
While the Blues have hit the stretch drive, the Cardinals are approaching the gate, and they would feel a whole lot better if their thoroughbred starter were healthy. Sonny Gray is not. Yesterday against the Nationals, and we're showing you this video for the 200th time, Gray grabbed his right hamstring. It's a mild strain. It'll take a few days to rest. His start on opening day in Dodger Stadium is questionable.
And I just felt really crisp and really sharp and normal. Let's just say normal.
Sure.
And then you throw a pitch and that grabs on you and you're like, dadgummit.
This is a guy that's very meticulous about every single thing leading into that start. And sometimes baseball just happens.
So the Cardinals had gone 10 games without a home run. Paul Goldschmidt ended the drought today in Jupiter against the Twins. That tied the game. He later put the Cardinals on top of a sac fly. Cardinals are up there for 5 runs today, beat the Twins 5-4. SLU versus Dayton on senior night for Terrence Hargrove Jr. And TJ did have a monster dunk early, and the Bills were rolling. Dayton then went on a 21-3 run. Kobe Elvis with a 3. Dayton wins 100-83. Bruce Pearl and 13th ranked Auburn trying to keep Mizzou winless, and the Tigers seem to play everybody pretty close. Tamar Bates a 3. Mizzou down by 5 at the break, but they can't stop the Auburn Bigs. Auburn leads it right now 87-66.
The stage was set for an Illini celebration in Champaign. Senior night with number 3 Purdue in town, but towering Zach Edey had other plans.
Zach's one of a kind. He's got the ability to dominate.
College basketball's player of the year poured in 28 for the Boilermakers, frustrating Illinois all night long. Marcus Damask had a big senior day, 20 points for the SIU transfer, but the Boilermakers hit big shots late, and the Illini did not. Purdue 77, Illinois 71.
If we don't understand that we're really, really good and we can be a Final Four team, I believe that. I've said, I'm just telling you now, I believe that. And you can put that in bold italics on every newspaper, on every damn chat line that I'd never read, and I don't care. Make big plays to stay alive.
So Purdue sweeps the regular season series against Illinois, but hold on, we could still get round 3, perhaps in the Big Ten Tournament Championship game. Reporting from Champaign, I'm Corey Miller, 5 on your side sports.
Corey, good stuff. Packed house at Webster Grove's district championship. St. Mary's took on Vianney, and the Griffins had this 7-footer named Simon Guy. You think he likes dunking a little bit? He gets better every month, and he's only a sophomore. Vianney into the quarterfinals, 80-73. Another great matchup. DeSmet and Ladue playing at Parkway Central. Yes. The Spartans came in 23-5, but there's a reason the Rams were 26-2. Alert play, and that's Sam Gellner with the lay-in right there. But DeSmet knows something about district titles. Riley Massey looks like Kyrie Irving. Great handle, lays it in. Spartans roll 57-48. Next up, full house at U City where Vashon paid them a visit. Lions keeping it close for a while. Mayel Taylor goes to the rim and he gets it to go. But Vashon just wore them down. Freshman Jimmy McKinney III. A clean steal, he lays it in. Sean rolls 74-43. We go to Chaminade. Their game with CBC started out calmly, but then the intensity ramped up. Teron Garrett will fly in for the Thunder Jam. Later, a scuffle led to this. Coaches having to corral their players. One was ejected, and then Chaminade took off. Colin Perry, the steal, the dunk, and the foul. Red Devils advance 59-51, and that will do in sports.
So what do we know about Sonny Gray's hamstring? Does this mean he is definitely out as the opening day starter?
No, I think they're optimistic, and I think that, we'll know a lot more in about 3 or 4 days. He'd have to rest anyway because he had to start. So I think they still have their fingers crossed he could be ready in Dodger Stadium.
And I heard John Mozeliak said today, even though this has happened and there are some pitchers still available, some big-name pitchers still available, they're not interested.
That ain't happening. They're going to go
wishful thinking.
Yes, I'd spend the money, but they're not going to.
Okay. Frank, thanks.
Well, they serve and protect in style. The distinction tonight for troopers in the Show Me State. Talk about being the fashion police. A new online poll says troopers with the Missouri State Highway Patrol have won sexiest state police uniforms in the nation.
Yeah, the Show Me State ranks number 3 behind Texas and New Hampshire. The website Wealth of Geeks says, quote, the French blue shirts paired with dark navy trousers encapsulate the state's fusion of progress and tradition. Illinois State Trooper uniforms rank 18th. Alrighty then.
Gotta give him that. All right, let's talk about our forecast.
No comment. So weather-wise, hey, it's going to be above average, but the big news is this rain comes back later Thursday through Thursday night, Friday night, and ends Saturday.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
And the Today's St. Louis crew start at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.